For the audience that's viewing this, I would want them to understand, have a deeper understanding for what it means to be different, because I think a lot of people, they have a lot of differences and they try and hide them because they're afraid that somebody is going to hate them because they're different. And for them to watch this video and understand that everybody's different and it's okay to be different and to respect everybody's differences.
I was born in Africa. I was specifically born in Somalia, and then I moved here when I was 8 years old. I lived in Egypt for 6 because of our civil war, and we moved to America when I was 8.
I live with my brother. He just turned 28, and my sister, she'll be 20, and I'm the youngest one.
My father came here when he was 18, 19 years old, looking for a better life.
You know, personally, the comment I get a lot is, "You don't look Jewish."
My background is not just as a Hispanic, but also as a daughter of a black man.
I've grown up really in 2 households. My parents got divorced when I was in 2nd grade. And so I go to my mom's house. She's raging liberal. I go to my dad's house, very conservative. From growing up that way, there's so many different things you learn. You hear both sides to every issue. And I think that really, that's what diversity is. You just seeing everyone's different perspective on things. And that's really how you begin to discover yourself and discover what your position is, how you feel.
There's something in everybody that's different, and it's something that I don't think we should ignore, and I don't think it's something that we should make fun of.
When I hear negative comments made about pieces of my identity, it really kind of highlights the way other people feel about me in ways that I probably hadn't considered before, which makes me pretty self-conscious, even more than you are already at about 15, if that's possible.
If you really knew me, you know, you'd see that my body is just a shell, and what's inside is just more than what you see on the outside. Just because I dress the way I do doesn't mean that I don't have feelings.
I want them to get to know me, the real individual, the real person, the person that might be made fun of and closes up because nobody is willing to pay attention to it.
And then we went on a canoeing trip in Tennessee, and I was the only black person. It was a Saturday. There was like 200 people out there, and I was the only black person. I was just like, like a minority. It was my first time ever feeling like a minority because I've always been around my own people. I think it makes me unique. You know, being a minority means this view of you, and it's kind of just like gold. Only reason gold is so valuable is because it's rare.
But then you walk out into the hallway, you know, and there's, you know, pretty much everyone there is Christian, and it's almost pretty much Christian until proven otherwise.
Being a minority right now as a Hispanic is actually dangerous for me. It's not to the point that, oh, you're different, so let's get to know each other. It's more like, you're different, you're Hispanic, go away.
If the media tells you that illegal aliens are bad and uses words like illegal aliens and illegal immigrants, it's going to affect you in a way where, not so directly, but more indirectly, where other people look down on you versus looking up at you, or not even looking up at you, but just kind of respecting you.
My middle name was Ahmed, and they're like, oh, you must be a terrorist and all this stuff. And they were really kind of harsh about it. But to me, I kind of spoke out, and I was like, no, not every Muslim's a terrorist. Do you think every, German is a Nazi? No.
Well, around the time of 9/11, there was a lot of hostility towards Muslim people, and I didn't really know many Muslims, and so I didn't know what to think. All I saw was what was in the news, and kind of built my own opinions from there. But then when I was riding the bus, I discovered that one of the girls I ride with every morning since kindergarten, she's a Muslim girl, and she hadn't really told me that before. So I started learning more about what her faith entails, and about her language, and about her culture, and I really had a deep respect for her. And so through that, I was able to learn more about her culture and understand it and not be afraid.
is kind of a stereotype that you just get from our society today. It's like they judge you by your education, your social status, financial status, you know, economic status, and those stereotypes kind of make you look bad. It's just like if you live in a certain neighborhood, they think you get lower SAT scores, or you're not as smart as people who live in other neighborhoods.
When I was a little girl, my dad used to read this book to me. It was about a little boy, and he was different. He liked to dance, and nobody else liked to dance. And every time he would cry because nobody wanted to play with him, his grandmother would say to him, "If every child were like the other, you wouldn't know who is your sister or brother. And if every flower looked the same, flower would be every flower's name."